KGW, this is The Good Stuff.
So gratifying. It's so nice to be able to just see the asphalt peel off there.
A church parking lot in Northeast Portland is almost completely gone. The goal here, to turn this lot into a green space. Thank you for joining us here on The Good Stuff. I'm Christine Pitawanich. A recent heat mapping project found the distribution of heat in certain areas of the city can actually be harmful for some communities and lead to inequity. Deidre Johnson looks into how the parking lot project tackles that issue.
DPAVE volunteers have removed more than 300,000 square feet of asphalt, and now they're back out here to remove even more.
See, we're gonna split into two pieces.
Pastor Kenneth Ransford couldn't be more excited to see his church parking lot be torn apart.
And this has just also been amazing to see what the Almighty God is doing on the property. I really feel this is a vision that we have as a church family.
For decades, the Morning Star Baptist Church had a back parking lot. Soon, that will be no more, and it will become a greener space.
Being able to have a small farm where we can own this side, where we're growing vegetables and so forth, but also teaching young people in the future on how to do some farming.
It's part of a project by the City of Portland and a nonprofit called DPAVE.
The main focus is to restore urban environments and make them natural environments by removing this blacktop pavement that is a core part of our urban cities and how we've designed them.
DPAVE was granted over $500,000 to remove pavement from 6 sites. One of those was a local elementary school, and now this time it's Morning Star Baptist Church.
So we use pry bars, which are heavy, like 35-pound metal bars. So we pry into the pavement into pre-cut sections of pavement. So we pre-cut them with a big saw.
So gratifying. It's so nice to be able to just see the asphalt peel off there.
You ready? Okay.
The goal isn't just to remove the asphalt, but to also lower temperatures and help with climate change.
We're seeing 20 degrees higher temperatures in these areas. And so by removing these, ultimately restoring it, adding vegetation, native plantings, we're able to reduce the temperatures of areas like this.
The DPAVE project also brings the community together to take care of the environment.
And seeing the life start to get put back into this space, it will build even more connection.
But only God can make a tree. And so we believe that God would have us to preserve what He created.
After this project is done, DPAVE is planning more projects in the future. They say they hope to complete more coming up real soon. Deidre Johnson, KGW News.
Very cool to see so many people coming together for that. Okay, soon some animals at the Oregon Zoo will be getting to explore and play with some new additions. The zoo got a big donation of logs to add to the animals' habitats. We're talking 20 tons delivered to the zoo last week. The zoo's polar bear Nora and the baby orangutan Jolene will be the first to check out the new exhibits when they're ready. The logs are made of maple trees harvested in Scappoose. Speaking of the zoo, the Oregon Zoo train is celebrating its 65th birthday. The steam locomotive first started service on June 22nd of 1959. For decades, it took riders to and from the zoo through Washington Park.
It's a way for all people, seniors, grandkids, babies. Everybody can witness the woods and have this magical ride through our wonderful Washington Park.
So a group that helps maintain the zoo railways says the entire route was shut down during construction in 2013. When it came back a year later, the full line never reopened. Now the train operates within the Oregon Zoo. There are efforts to bring the train back to Washington Park. Canita Resort is welcoming back visitors to its popular hot springs. In a Facebook post, the resort says it is reopening next month. It closed back in 2018 after years of financial trouble. But come mid-July, staff there say it'll be back and better than ever with a huge new soaking pool, lazy river, and a kiddie pool for the little ones. You can find more information on the Canita Resort's website.
Here we go.
And they're off. Take a look. The last event of this year's Rose Festival took place over the weekend. It's the Royal Rosarian Milk Carton Boat Race. As the name suggests, each boat made using recycled milk cartons and jugs. At Westmoreland Casting Pond, 35 uniquely designed and decorated vessels made their way across in a little friendly competition.
So it's our first time, and we just wanted to do something fun in 2024 that we've never done.
You know, just like really leaned into the theme and the idea, wanted to celebrate the Rose Festival, get out and do something fun on a beautiful day.
I love that flower crown. There were 4 categories, and the top spot in each got awards. We also want to take a moment here to remind you that KGW and Safeway are teaming up to bag summer hunger. Students and families who rely on school meals during the school year are faced with food insecurity during the summer. But you can help make a difference. You can buy a bag of the most needed food items at Safeway checkout stands. Then those bags will go to families needing them. For more information, go to bagsummerhunger.com. We've also got information on our KGW website. We've got a whole lot more good stuff coming up. Next, we're getting away with Grant McComey to the classroom, where kids are learning about some of the important wildlife here in the Pacific Northwest by raising one animal from the time they're little eggs. In this week's Getaway, Grant McComey is sharing a unique story about a lesson that'll last for years. Hundreds of Oregon students are getting a hands-on science lesson, raising thousands of trout and salmon.
Here's a place to check out this summer where so much water runs under the covered bridges of Linn County. At nearby Roaring River Hatchery, it's no surprise you cross paths with some real whoppers. Husky rainbow trout tip the scales at 15 pounds each, at a place where outdoor education's easy to find.
While they're on site, it's an ideal place to educate them not only about what goes on at the hatchery, but about other parts of our resources. And so we try to put as much effort as we can toward that type of education.
It's the kind of education retired teacher Leroy Schultz says we need more of. Schultz insists there's no rocking chair for him. He's always on the move, down hallways and into classrooms.
Good morning, Mr. Schultz. Would you like to see them? Yes! Oh, excellent. All right, are you ready? Yes! All right, let's do this.
He's a volunteer who brings thousands of Roaring River trout eggs to hundreds of youngsters in 70 Washington County schools each year.
So there's approximately 200 in both packets. I'll take one and I will bring it around so you can see them.
Schultz is with the nonprofit Northwest Steelheaders.
Here, and I'll go in between two people.
He loves to share the surplus Roaring River trout eggs and teach lessons about trout.
I wanted to have a tank in my classroom, so I joined the Steelheaders because I heard they were going to start this program. And I said, that's for me, because I kind of grew up as an outdoorsy kind of guy.
That was 30 years ago. The Steelheaders donate thousands of dollars to buy $700 aquariums, so the students, like Mrs. McComie's second graders at Banks Elementary, can raise the trout eggs to baby fish over the next 6 weeks.
Let's see if we can spread these out just a little bit.
Look at all of those! They're so cute.
Just seeing the kids, the enjoyment the kids get out of this. And they get a hands-on thing. And that's so important for the kids to have hands-on.
It was a chilly hands-on when we visited with the students last March at Hague Lake. Despite the fresh snowfall, they released their baby trout into Scoggins Creek, and they weren't slowed down one bit.
We tell them it's like getting into a cold shower. They need to acclimate just a little bit to the water, and they'll be able to go on their own.
Warmer times arrived in their classroom this month as students shared something fishy with their families.
We have a play for you today, Over in the River, or Egg to Fry, the story of the rainbow trout.
A stage play, weeks in the works, called Over in the River. Costumes galore showcased a new version of their many lessons.
Over in the river, where the water runs blue, lived a mother rainbow trout and 400 eggs too. 100, 200, 300, 400.
The story of a rainbow trout family who make a life in a small stream and deal with all the environmental effects on their aquatic habitat.
Keep our water clean.
Well, I like that it's crossed the curriculum. So whether, it's the science program in itself, awareness of what fish need, to documenting week-to-week life cycle change, to art, it's crossed the curriculum.
And it is absolutely wonderful to see the children's face light up about and bring to it the diversity and variety of all the elements that fish face as far as their local stream, water quality, and predators as all part of that. It's all connected.
What was the funnest part of being in this?
Everything.
Everything.
I loved everything.
At Banks Elementary School in Washington County, Grant McComie, KGW.
Ah, what a fun classroom setting. Okay, remember you can always catch our half-hour program of Grant's Getaways. The show airs Saturday and Sunday on KGW. Coming up, he is a big Mariners fan, even though he lives on the East Coast. How this fan tried to make a player feel better after a tough call, and how other fans chimed in to help. Welcome back. We are about a month out from the Olympic Games in Paris, and while the City of Light is getting ready, Vogue is getting into the Olympic spirit too during Haute Couture Week. A sports-themed runway show was held in the historic Place Vendôme in Paris over the weekend. Some big stars came out too. Katy Perry wore a cutout dress by a Japanese designer. Sabrina Carpenter wore a red and white swimsuit-inspired piece. Sports stars also strutted the catwalk, including sisters Venus and Serena Williams. Back in the U.S., a Mariners fan decided to go the extra inning for a player. He sent shortstop J.P. Crawford a surprise after Crawford was tossed from a game last week. Madison Wade has the heartwarming and tasty story.
The 0-1 pitch on the way to Edgar Martinez. One of the most iconic moments in Mariners history. The Mariners are going to play for the American League Championship. Convinced a Connecticut kid that the Mariners are the best.
I was coming home from school and just put on the TV and the game was on and the double happened.
Jonathan Jick has been an M's fan ever since. While he still lives on the East Coast, he does not miss a game and often live tweets during them.
It's strictly Mariners pretty much all the time because quite frankly, it's one of the few things that I actually know pretty well.
Which is why when he saw this moment on Wednesday night, J.P. Crawford getting tossed after a high strike zone call, Jonathan decided to do something about it. He opened up Uber Eats.
Let's get him something that's, a classic. So we went with a pepperoni pan pizza and got him a Coke and thought that would work.
An Uber Eats delivery driver named Ray Sean picked up the pizza from Domino's and dropped it off during the game in Cleveland.
JP's response was basically just, "You're a real one," with a handshake emoji, and took a picture of the pizza.
The Mariners shared this picture saying package secured. Jonathan also decided to share the delivery driver's Cash App because hundreds of fans wanted to tip him.
So that Ray Sean went that extra mile, took care of us. I'm really glad that it seems like the Mariners online community was able to take care of him as well.
Jonathan didn't want to take credit for this idea. A pizza delivery has been done before. Do you remember the brawl between the Angels and the Mariners in 2022? Well, a Mariners fan decided to deliver pizza to Jesse Winker after he was hit by a pitch, had some words for the Angels, the benches cleared, and then a brawl happened on the field. But just a few games later, the Mariners went on to win 14 games in a row. So maybe this pizza delivery is lucky.
Hopefully Friday's the start of a nice long winning streak for us too.
Yeah, hoping it's lucky. At least he got a good pizza out of it. That was Madison Wade reporting. Coming up, from Portland to Hollywood, filmmaker Gus Van Sant has worked for decades to bring the stories of LGBTQ+ and other marginalized people to light. His story ahead. Welcome back. A Pride celebration in downtown Camas came back bigger and better this past weekend. Several local groups partnered up to hold the Live Your Best Life block party. This year's event more than tripled in size and featured everything from vendors to performances, even a dog and human fashion show. The goal, as usual, to put on an inclusive event full of joy and community for people of all ages.
There's nothing else like this in downtown Camas. The representation of the kids and the safe space that we've created here for them has been really, really amazing. We had some incredible kids that got up and shared their stories during our open mic and sang songs, and yeah, it was just, the kids are really why we're doing it, and it was amazing to see them just flourish and be seen and feel so loved here.
Organizers are already planning for a bigger event next year. All Pride Month long, we have been highlighting local people who have been breaking barriers in the LGBTQ+ community. Today, we are sharing the story of an award-winning filmmaker who lived right here in Portland for decades. Take a look.
There's no bigger filmmaker from Oregon than Gus Van Sant. He's a two-time Academy Award-nominated director for Milk and Good Will Hunting. We caught up with him in 1998 after Good Will Hunting won 2 Oscars.
It was amazing that we got 9 nominations. We were really blown away, and we all went assuming that Titanic would win. And we were really thankful that Robin got his award and that Ben and Matt got their award.
His list of films also includes several based here in Portland, like Drugstore Cowboy.
It was 1971, and me and my friends had just got an apartment in Portland, Oregon.
Van Sant went to Catlin Gable School and lived in Portland for more than 30 years. He's gay and is credited with helping shape the gay filmmaking community. Many of his films feature gay characters and highlight marginalized subcultures. One of the biggest moments of his career came at the Cannes Film Festival.
Prix de la mise en scène à Gus Van Sant pour Elephant.
Van Sant took home the top prize for the film Elephant.
For many years, sort of tried to get my films into the Cannes Film Festival.
It's based on the school shooting at Columbine High School.
The story that we're telling was a reaction to, I think, the things that I saw in journalistic coverage of the Columbine massacre.
The movie premiered to a big crowd at the Schnitz, and for a night, the Rose City felt like Hollywood. Van Sant served on the board of the Oregon Film and Video Office and received an Oregon Historical Society History Maker Award in 2011.
What accomplishments. Tim Gordon reporting there. If you want to see more from our Breaking Barriers series, head over to our KGW YouTube page. We've got a full playlist of all our past features up right now. That is all the time that we've got here on The Good Stuff. We appreciate you taking the time to hang out with us. Before we go, we're taking a live look from our Wells Fargo Skycam, a beautiful summer evening out there. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.